just like that. So this one actually has two lights here, and if you press this on button, it should turn on. So that should help it just a bit. And I'm excited to try this, guys. It should make cutting my hair a lot easier. Today I'm gonna be doing a low fade on myself. As you can see, the last time I got a haircut was probably 2 weeks ago, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Which brings me to a tip, guys. Make sure to stay consistent with cutting your hair, because once you let it grow out, that's when it becomes like really difficult to cut your hair. So make sure at least, you know, minimum every other week. Try doing it once a week, because I'm gonna be honest, I've been slacking. I've been probably cutting my hair like once a month, maybe once every month and a half. I'd recommend using cordless clippers. I'm gonna be using the Wall Seniors with the staggered blade from the Wall Magic Clips. We have these on the Wall Senior. Make sure you fully charge these, because you don't know how long you're gonna be cutting your hair for, especially if you're a beginner. Make sure you got your clippers charged. I have 2 of them, so I should be all right. The Babyliss Pro shavers. Again, these are my favorite shavers. I'm gonna be using these clippers to line up, and also as my balding clippers. I'm gonna be using the straight razor from the Chicago Barber Supply Co. You can go to their website and pick one up. You can, if you're also in the Chicago area, check out Cali Beauty. They sell these. They're actually the same company, so make sure to pick one of these out. So anyways, let's get started, guys. I'm gonna take off my jacket and prepare for this cut. First of all, as you guys can see, I'm gonna start on my right side. So I'm gonna be using the left side here to see myself over there. But you guys are gonna get a clear view of where I'm cutting, so you guys don't gotta worry about that. We're gonna start off by combing all this hair. Make sure the hair is where it's supposed to be. I know my hair is a mess. I honestly just woke up. It's 5:30 in the morning. Starting off, I can already see that this side is like pretty uneven, so I need to fix this with our trimmers here and start our V in the back here. Again, we're doing a low fade, so we're not gonna take it too high up. But right there. We're gonna make our initial guideline right where the ear connects to the head here. That's where I like to keep it. We're gonna go up about 1/2 inch. Keeping kind of a slight curve. Keep it nice and curved. Onto the left side. Sometimes it's difficult when you're cutting hair. Your body wants to do the opposite of what you need to do. So a great tip is to look straight ahead at the mirror in front of you to realign yourself. Now we're gonna brush off, just make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. We're gonna grab our shavers, shave the bottom, make sure we're flicking out at the top. This makes it easier to transition onto the next layer. Make sure to hold your ear back so you don't nick it. All right, we're gonna do this side. Again, we're flicking up. A good advice too, try to keep the shaver as parallel with your face as possible. Because sometimes if you go in it just like that, it's gonna create a blunt cut, which is what we don't want, because it's gonna be very difficult to fade out. But try to keep it just like that, using the very edge. Starting at the bottom here. At first, we're just taking the major bulk here. And then as we get closer to this line, we're gonna try to keep the shaver parallel and flick out. We're gonna go parallel as possible. We're gonna flick out. Make sure you tilt your head down. Give yourself room to work. Parallel as possible. Flick out. If this is your first time cutting your hair, make sure to give yourself at least 2 hours. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. When we freak out, that's when we tend to make more mistakes. I'm gonna move on to my Wall Seniors. We're gonna start with the lever open. I'm gonna start by making a 1/2 inch layer all the way through, but we're gonna flick out right at the top. Just makes it easier when we transition onto our next layer. So you don't wanna keep it flat, you wanna flick out at the very top. brush it. So as you can see, my hair right here kind of goes backwards. So we always want to make sure we're going against the grain. So I'm flicking using the corner of the clippers that way. I'm gonna let go of my ear here soon. Make sure we're keeping our lines parallel. Here's my first line, here's my second line. I'm gonna go all the way through. We're going back and forth, making sure all the hair is even. So that's pretty much where I want it. Now, I don't want to completely close it right away to get that bottom line out. I like to go all the way closed with just this very subtle opening. So just, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's not dramatic, very subtle, barely even moving. I'd say about 1/8 of an inch, maybe a 1/16, you know, but just barely open. We're gonna grab that, and again, we're just flicking out. We're flicking at the line. We're not really creating a massive line. I say keep it to just work within a space that big. It helps if you tilt your clippers just like that when you flick out, to make sure you get used to that movement. Keep it nice and loose in your hand. Bend the ear back, flick that boy out. Barely touching that line. Now we're gonna jump to our 0.5 guard. This is the babless guard. If you don't have it, you can use the number 1. And we're gonna start lever close. Let's do this. Let's get into it, making sure we're flicking out. I gotta be honest, this 3-way self haircut mirror definitely makes a huge difference. My left arm isn't tired like it normally would, holding that big ass mirror. Preferably get one that's lit. I think the light really helps. It's also chargeable with the USB charger. Now we're gonna open our clipper. And again, we're flicking out. You always want to flick out at this point. Don't create any further lines. Be patient, don't think that you're going to create a beautiful blend right away. As you can see, I'm just kind of working my way up. I still have a few layers where I'm going to have to work with, using the 1 guard, the 1.5, and the 2 to the 1 guard, lever wide open, so it's technically a 1.5. Brush it and cut it. Take your time, brush and cut. I'm going to make a song out of this so you guys can remember. Brush and cut if you want a fresh cut. That's how you guys can tell that I'm pretty bored. Not bored, but I like to make it fun so I don't grow impatient. So try to find a way to make it fun. Put some music on, maybe some TV, nothing too distracting, but make it fun, guys. Make it fun. Now I'm gonna jump a level. We're gonna use the 2 guard. I might have to use a 3 honestly, but let's just start with a 2 open. So technically a 2.5. Make sure you listen. Make sure you listen to those fine little hairs getting cut. You just wanna barely hit that section where you hear the cutting. It helps to cut in the X pattern as I'm doing right now with the corner of the blade. Listen to the hair being cut. Flick out all the way at the top. I know I repeat myself a lot, but I'm trying to burn it into you guys' brains. Number 3, this is probably gonna be our, almost dropped it. This is probably gonna be our most highest number today. Slap that boy on, and we're just gonna start with the lever open and work our way down. Close the lever, listening to the hair being cut. My hair again goes back, has a backwards pattern here, so we're gonna go with the corner. Now at this point, just go ahead and kind of sit back and look at what you got going on. There's still a line in this area. There's one obviously here. We're gonna hit that with the half. We're gonna put the 1.5 guard to try to get this one out, maybe the 1 guard. Let's go ahead and start with the 1.5. We're gonna use the corner of the clipper, listening if there's any hair being cut. I'm gonna go back and forth with the lever. To be honest, I might have to throw in the 1 clipper, the 1 guard as well. Let's try to get as much as we can with what we have on here. I'm gonna slap the 1 guard on. I'm gonna open up the lever and work my way down, listening very closely to the hair being cut. If I don't hear any hair, I'm gonna lower the lever and go back into it. Maybe I should have my own booth at a barber convention. Teach you guys how to cut there, huh? That'd be pretty awesome, right? Start my own classes. Now we're gonna jump over to our half guard. Now this is the wall half guard. Let's try with the lever halfway open and just kind of go from there. All right, let's get it. Listen very closely. If you hear too much hair being cut off, higher the lever. If you don't hear enough hair, lower the lever, get a closer cut. We're gonna open the lever up. To get this longer hair here, I'm gonna use the thinning shears and the flat top comb. Go ahead and turn your scissors the opposite way. So now it'll be as if a barber's actually cutting your hair. Little by little. Keeping the comb parallel to the head. Just cutting at the very tips of the hair. If you feel like you need more, go ahead and go in deeper, but again, we always want to start off by taking less because you can always take off more, but you can never put any hair on, obviously. Again, we're gonna start with our wall clippers, wide open, creating that initial layer that's gonna be about 1/2 inch. It really just depends on your head shape and on your client, but since we're working on ourselves, I kind of flicking out at the top. Flick out if you want that fresh fade. Makes it easier to transition onto the next number. Just like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and find a good angle to look in the mirror here. Go ahead and flick out. Listening to that hair being cut. Should be a nice little crisp sound. Get the back here, follow the ear back, use the corner of the blade. We're flicking out. Hopefully that sounds like your dad trying to give you directions to do something, because maybe that's why your dad always kind of repeats himself to burn it into your head. And hopefully we do that here. Hopefully I do that with you. Hope you hear my voice as you're doing this haircut. Not in a sexual way, but you know, in a way to teach you. 'Cause we're here to teach you, right? You're here to learn. I'm gonna do my best, no matter what it takes. Unless you guys want to see me in a sexual way, that's totally on you. But we're here to cut hair. We're here to learn. We're here to teach you how to give you a fresh fade. So there's enough of that. We're gonna go ahead and again slightly open it, just literally a little bit like that. Touch it, flicking that line out, keeping it loose, flicking out. Not really creating a layer, we're just trying to get rid of that line at the bottom. Go ahead and open it, just go back and forth. Go back and forth. Sometimes you're gonna cut in an X pattern, that way and this way, diagonally. Go ahead and open it, almost all the way open, maybe 3/4 of the way. And do that. So right now, as I'm fading this area, I'm looking straight at the mirror, but then to check my work, I go ahead and twist my head and look at that mirror to double check my work. Still a little dark here, so we're gonna go back here. Open it up, flick out. If you don't hear, if you don't listen, if you don't hear any hair being cut, go ahead and lower the clipper, the lever I should say, as we go. All right. We have a little hair back here. We're gonna pull the ear back, do that. If you don't hear anything or see any hair being cut, sometimes you can't really listen to it, especially if you have your ear folded down. So go ahead and just keep a close eye on that area. Use the corner of the blade. I'm gonna try using my left arm here. Actually, let's go back to the right. This spot is pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take the scissors and cut this piece right here. We're gonna move on to the lineup. I really don't have much of a lining. We're gonna use the corner. Just go ahead and do that. I don't really have too much hair, so that's all I'm doing. Straight razor, if you want one, check them out. Very subtle, get behind the ears if need be, but be very careful. I'm gonna just make sure this area is nice and clean. I'm gonna show you how to fade it in a little bit. Go ahead and get these hairs. I'm reseating, so again, I don't have much of a lining. Just gonna leave it like that. Go ahead, cut these little hairs off. Line it up, get that piece there. Go ahead and grab a half guard, brush, trim, open up the blade. We're essentially just doing a reverse fade here. Go ahead and brush, cut, close the blade, remove the guard, open up the blade, use the corner and cut in a diagonal fashion. Alright, now we're gonna close. We're gonna get right at the start of it right there, fade it out, open it up, As we go down, we open up. And there, just like that, it's fading. Go ahead and grab your trimmers. Get that line out. And voila, just like that. Just like that, it's gone. Again, we're gonna start with the half guard. Doing that X motion that I taught you earlier. We're gonna open up the blade. Go at the bottom. Now these steps are gonna be different if you have a longer beard, but I have pretty much an overgrown stubble. So a half guard works just perfectly. We're gonna take off the guard, open up the blade, work our way down using the diagonal cutting method. Close the blade, get right at the beginning of it. Diagonal fashion using the corner of the blade here. Just going back and forth, back and forth. Remember that we're going to use a trimmer, so don't worry too much about that initial guideline. Grab your trimmers and go ahead and fade that line out. Get these little hairs out too. And what do you think? Is it good or is it good? What do you guys think? If you guys want to see like a higher fade, a mid fade, I'll be more than happy to do it. If you guys want to see a taper, go ahead and hit me up. I actually have the Tomb 45 clipper charger clip thingy for sale. So I have that for sale. So it's 30 bucks and shipping honestly depends on where. You could find me at, I don't know why, but I put Pizza Barber. I love pizza, I'm a barber, that works. But anyways, peace out guys. I appreciate you guys watching. Like the video, send a video to somebody that would like to, that can benefit from it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned.